Welcome to Interview Reality. Imagine it is Monday morning and your manager just called a team meeting. You need to give an update, share your opinion, ask questions, and even respectfully disagree, all in English. That is exactly where David is right now. Let's listen. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here on time. Let's get started. I want to keep this under 30 minutes if we can.
Morning.
Quick agenda for today. First, status updates from everyone. Second, we need to discuss the Henderson project deadline. And third, I want to assign responsibilities for the client presentation next Friday. David, let's start with you. How are things going on your end?
Sure. So the research phase is almost done. I've compiled the competitor analysis, and I'm about 60% through the market data report. I should have a full draft ready by Thursday at the latest.
Good. Any blockers?
One small thing. I've been waiting on updated figures from the finance team since last Wednesday. I sent a follow-up yesterday but haven't heard back yet. Without those figures, I can't complete the pricing analysis section of the report.
I'll chase that today. Thanks for flagging it. Who did you send the follow-up to?
Sarah, and I copied her manager. I didn't want it to look like escalation too soon, but it's been 6 working days now.
That's reasonable. 6 days is enough. You did the right thing by looping in her manager. I'll send a direct message to both of them this morning. You should have the figures by end of day.
That would really help. Thank you.
Okay, moving on. The Henderson project. So the client came back this morning and they want to move the delivery date forward. Instead of the 28th, they're now asking for the 22nd.
That's 6 days earlier.
It is. I know it's tight. Thoughts?
Can I ask, what's the scope? Are we talking about delivering everything that was originally planned, or are we able to adjust the deliverables?
Good question. The client wants the full scope, no reduction.
Okay, I want to be honest with you. I think the 22nd is going to be very difficult without affecting quality. The data validation alone takes 2 full days, and we really can't skip that step. It's what makes our reports reliable. If we cut corners there, we risk delivering something that looks complete but has errors the client will catch.
I hear you, and I appreciate you being direct about it. What would you suggest?
I was thinking, what if we offer them a preliminary summary by the 22nd and the full detailed report by the 25th? That way they have something solid in hand for their internal meeting, but we're not rushing the final version. The preliminary could cover the headline findings and the key recommendations, and the full report adds the detailed data and methodology.
That's actually a reasonable middle ground. I like that approach. What would you include in the preliminary that would satisfy them without giving them incomplete data?
I'd focus on the top 3 market trends we've identified, the competitor positioning map, and the strategic recommendations. Everything directional, nothing that requires the final numbers to be correct. The full data tables and the pricing breakdown would come in the complete version.
That's well thought through. Let me ask you something. What do we do if the client pushes back and insists on the full report by the 22nd? What's our fallback?
Honestly, I think we need to be prepared to hold the line. If they absolutely insist, we could offer to bring in an extra analyst for 3 days to speed things up, but we'd need to factor that into the budget. The other option, and I'd only suggest this as a last resort, is to deliver the full report on time, but with a formal caveat that the pricing section is preliminary and subject to final validation. I'm not comfortable with that route, though. It creates risk for us.
I agree with you. The caveat option sounds reasonable on paper, but clients rarely read caveats carefully. If anything goes wrong, they remember the number, not the footnote. Let's go with your original suggestion as the primary offer and keep the extra analyst option as a backup.
That sounds right.
Good. I'll propose the split delivery to the client this afternoon. Good thinking, David.
Thank you. And if I can add one more thing, when you email them about it, it might help to frame it as benefit for them rather than as a constraint on our side.
Something like, we want to make sure the final report is as accurate as possible for your internal decision-making. That way they don't feel we're pushing back.
That's exactly the right framing. I'll use that. This is why it helps to talk these things through in the meeting. Okay, now the presentation for next Friday. I need someone to lead the opening section, the market overview. David, would you be comfortable with that?
I think so. Can I clarify what lead the opening section means exactly? Are we talking about presenting slides with the client looking on, or more of a live walkthrough with back and forth discussion?
Presenting slides, roughly 8 to 10 minutes. You'd cover the market background, key trends, and then hand over to me for the strategy section. The client tends to listen during the opening and save their questions for later.
Okay, yes, I can do that. Would it be possible to get a template or a previous presentation for reference? I want to make sure the style matches what you usually deliver.
Absolutely. I'll send you last quarter's deck by end of day today. Use it as a structure. Same layout, same fonts, same color scheme, but update the data with your current research. Don't reinvent the design.
That makes sense. And one thing I wanted to ask about, what if the client interrupts during my section with a question I don't have a clear answer to? How do you usually handle that?
Good question to raise. My rule is simple. If it's something you can answer confidently, answer it. If it's something you're not sure about, don't guess. Say something like, "That's a great question. Let me come back to you on that after the presentation." Then write it down in your notebook so they see you're taking it seriously. Never make up an answer under pressure.
That's really helpful. I was worried I'd feel pressure to say something definitive in the moment.
Most presenters make that mistake early in their careers. Experienced clients actually respect a presenter who says, "I'll verify and get back to you." It signals accuracy. They trust people who are careful with facts.
Okay, that gives me a lot more confidence going in. And is there a rehearsal scheduled before Friday?
Yes. Wednesday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Put it in your calendar. I want us both to run through our sections together, check the flow, and make sure the handover between us feels smooth.
Got it. Do you want me to send you my slides in advance, say Tuesday evening, so you can flag anything before we rehearse?
Yes, that would be ideal. Tuesday evening works. That way I can give you feedback in writing, and the rehearsal itself becomes about polish rather than major changes.
Perfect. I'll make sure you have them by Tuesday at 6.
Great. Let me just run through the action points before we close. David, you're finishing the market data report by Thursday, preparing the opening section of the client presentation, sending me your slides by Tuesday evening, and running through everything together at Wednesday's rehearsal, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you'll receive the finance figures today and the presentation template by end of day from me.
Yes, and I wanted to say, I think the idea of splitting the Henderson delivery into 2 stages is worth confirming in writing with the client, so there are no misunderstandings later about what we agreed.
Absolutely. I'll include that explicitly in the email. Good point. What about the preliminary summary? Do you want me to include you in drafting that, or are you comfortable taking the lead?
I'd appreciate drafting it myself first, and then sending it to you for review. That way you can focus on the client's strategy side, and I can make sure the data is presented accurately.
That works. Send me the preliminary draft by end of next Monday. All right, I think we've covered everything. Any final questions before we close?
Actually, one more thing. Just a small suggestion. For future meetings, would it be useful to share the agenda 24 hours in advance? Sometimes I think I could prepare stronger input if I had a day to think about the discussion points.
That's a fair request, and I think it's a good idea. I'll start sending the agenda of the day before from now on. Thanks for raising it. All right, anything else?
Nope, I'm good. Clear on everything.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone. Good meeting. Let's make it a productive week.
Thanks, Emma. Thanks for watching Interview Reality. I hope this conversation helped you understand how to participate in a work meeting in English, how to give updates, share your opinion, disagree politely, ask for clarification, and confirm action points. These are skills you use every week at work, and now you have the exact phrases to do it in English. If you found this useful, please subscribe to Interview Reality so you never miss a new conversation. See you in the next one.